So let's start the stream. Okay, so the stream is running. Let's. How do I even share this stream? Okay, found. Put it on Twitter. And markdown. So I'm basically saying I started this stream to continue building the static site generator and markdown parser. I don't know if I should share my screen while I type this. Okay, let's do it. Oh no, it's complicated. I'm using a wrong browser. I just finished this tweet. All right, I have shared it. I wonder if anyone is gonna join, but no problem. Let's get building. It took way too long for me to set up this stream due to me fighting. Um, due to me fighting. What are they called? So much. Okay. What is the best way to stream? Do people like put some kind of background music or something? Rust. Mm, I don't know if I should put some music, but anyway, I'll play some music for myself. I'm wearing headset, so you will not hear it. But I think it's nice to code, especially when I'm coding for a few hours to have some music. So sorry, you can put music on your end. Um, as always. But All right, so let's get going. I'll share my screen and then we can continue hacking at this problem. Destiny. Okay, so this is where we were yesterday. Um, we we tried to generate HTML from this markdown file, and the resulting HTML. Oh no, this is the resulting HTML. The resulting HTML was, I mean, it contained markdown in it, which means the first H1, which it was passing, it didn't know that this H1 should be on a line of its own. I think I know the problem. So to interpret, to interpret H1 is basically a block. It's in our Markdown parsing, it's something we call a block. And for us to understand it as a block, it needs to start from a new line. So there's something we're doing wrong. It might not even be an issue with the Markdown parser, it might be an issue with the static size gen. So let me see my destiny. Let's see. Just 1 second. I'm just getting everything I need for the stream in one place. Destiny. What do I need for the stream? Okay. Hi Eric, what's up? So we're gonna do work on Markdown today, and I found a bug, but I want to. So the work today is actually gonna be a lot of bug fixing. So the bug I found is that we're not rendering this Markdown correctly. So when we render it, we're treating the entire body of the Markdown as H1. And I think I found the problem. The problem is that when we are passing this Markdown, um, this line here is supposed to be a block. H1, H2, H3 in Markdown, they're block characters, which means we expect this to start the line. We don't expect any space. So there's a possibility that this space in front is causing the issues. In the code, there is no trouble here. Could it be because of the space? Let's remove the space first and try. Mm, No, I don't think that space helped. It didn't help. Let's try. Oh, no, 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 no. Document as HTML file part to save. I'm trying to find where I'm logging this line. I should have logged it somewhere. I think it's here. Comma space. Can you imagine? I didn't. So this space here is from here. So my theory was wrong. So you know what? I'm gonna copy this markdown here, and put it in the. This is the markdown parser, so I'll test it directly in here to see. Try to test. Okay, so let's say let documents equals and then paste everything in here. I always forget what's the. Is it like this? Mm, the strings are multi-line by default. Like this is so convenient. Why doesn't every other language do this? Making strings multi-line by default. It's really annoying every time. I promise. It's really annoying how other languages have so many different syntax for strings. JavaScript has this one, has the backticks. Rust, Haskell has so many. It's so stressful. And then JavaScript makes you put this slash n new line depending on the kind of string you're using. But just have one string syntax. It's super convenient. Package IO markdown to HTML. Why am I getting this error? And I renamed it to prose. Why is it complaining? So let's do cargo run. The bin target must be available for cargo run. Oh yeah, so cargo test. So why can't I run it from here? No, let me close this because this has been open for too many days. Main. Okay, something's going on. File. Main. That's strange. Ah, fuck. This is the problem with working on too many files. Yeah, there's no main because this is just a library. Um, so we're working on this parser and we created a test down here. So let me mark this as T so I can jump here easily. Okay, so T. So now I can jump from anywhere I am here. Okay, so let's run this test. This makes no sense. Oh yeah, I didn't so let's put an assert. I don't even want to assert. Let's just log what the value is. So pass. Oh, I need to do a debug print. It didn't print anything. Oh, it printed. So this makes no sense. Did we run the right test? Test pass markdown documents. So it's passing it's ah, what's wrong with me today? I didn't pass in our variable as argument document. So we're passing the wrong thing. Um, so it didn't pass. It passed it well, funny enough. Let's run it again just so we have a better. So this is the result of the parser. So the result of the parser is an abstract syntax tree. And the first is, as you can see, oh no, it still didn't work. It didn't work. The first should be the heading, the article name from example site should be the first. Um, and then inside it can then be plain text. I think the problem we have is that when we have this new line, the parser is supposed to stop passing plain text. So we have to modify the plain text parser so it does not include a new line. So instead of having a new line as one plain text, we can have many plain text. Let's do that. So look for the parser plain text. So this is the parser for plain text, not plain. Pass not plain. So what this parser? This is the parser for plain text. It's pretty simple. So any text that, basically anything that is not one of these is plain text. Anything that is not one of these is plain text. Um, I have to make sure that I have to make sure that new line is not part of plain text. So it should break anyway. It is a new line. How do we do that? So take for, I think I can do all. So it should be either this alternate or a new line. This work. Argument from to or alternate. I need to give it a tuple. Still complaining. Expected function fn to result to be opaque. To be an opaque type that returns this. So markdown parsers are a bit annoying to implement. So I have to take my time. Mm, so the results are wrong. I'm returning a tuple, whereas we expect just one single string. Hi, Farhan. It's okay. I mean, programming is programming at the end of the day. What tech stacks do you use? Mm, so this error is because of alt, I think. Takes a list of passes one by one until one succeeds. Oh, C++. When people wanted to code for them, that do you mean the things that put money on the table, put food on the table? But I hear you, and I know. Mm, so it takes a list of parsers with a maximum of 21 and runs each of them until we get a response. So yeah, I think it's not gonna let me use alt. So markdown not plain. It's not really the kind of parser that I can use alt on. So I think I might have to modify it. Let's go in here. Take before zero. Take before return the shortest input slot until it matches the parser. So that's this. So we have, we have this out. So I can just add a new line in here. So the thing is, we don't want to match new line. If you see a new line, then it means it's the end of the block. Hello, Bina. Welcome. How was your work day? Hope you woke up in time because you were up late yesterday. Mismatched types. Why is it mismatched? Expected enum of results markdown inline and this, but found a tuple of string to string. Oh, so I have to return something that says markdown inline. Shit. I kind of shot myself in the foot here. Okay, so there are many ways of writing parsers. Um, one way is to use some kind of generator that generates. the tokenizer and things like that, or write the tokenizer by hand and then go through this event kind of approach of passing the code. But the method I'm using is something called a parser combinator, which to be honest, I think is the best way to write parsers, especially by hand. Parser combinators. And for whatever reason, most parsers end up like people ignore parser combinators as a way of writing parsers, whereas it's one of the most it's one of the nicer ways from academia for writing parsers. So it's very well researched topic. So it's a higher order function that accepts several parsers as input and returns a new parser as its output. So that's why I'm able to write a lot of these small parsers, and I'm combining them all together. You see, I have a parser for greater than opening bracket, closing bracket. So each of this is a parser function. This is a parser function. This is a parser function. So you can combine a lot of smaller parsers together, and then you have the big parser. For example, in if this is the parser, the entry point of the markdown parsing. So I check if it's a header. If it's not a header, I check if it's an unordered list. If it's not, I check if it's an ordered list. Go into any of them, just a recursive parser. In the header, we're now checking some other things. So I think it's the best way of writing parsers, not the approach of having a tokenizer and Lex or that jumbo. Mhm. It's not a good idea. Mm. I think there should be one that says fail, non fail parser. Yeah, recursive descent process. I do not like writing recursive descent process. It's, there should be a parser for. So you see, norm is a parser combinator library. So yeah, an approach to parsers that is very different from softwares like Yak, like Lex and Yak. Yak is the most popular. I think a lot of popular languages are written with Yak, even though it's a hideous piece of software. But everyone still relies on it. Instead of writing the grammar in a separate syntax and generating the corresponding code, you use very small functions with very specific purpose, like take 5 bytes or recognize the word HTTP. And then you assemble them in meaningful patterns, such as recognize HTTP, then a space, then a version, resulting in code that is small, which is what is important to me. I like my code to be small. So the whole Markdown parser so far is like 200 lines of code. Yes, it's 250 lines of code. If you try to do the same with recursive descent, and I actually was contributing before I started this project. I did a contribution to another Markdown library called Markdown RS, and it's the same Markdown, but see how much code they have to write. You see, they have one file for each element. For example, let's pick something. So you see, attention. So attention is, oh, they have very good documentation. Not gonna lie. So attention is basically italics and strong. So italics, where you do stars, star something, star, star something, star. But see how much code they have to write just to support that. Get sequences. So see, all of this code is just to support attention, EM, strong, all this code. So they've written 400 lines of code just to support one element. Let me show you the code in my parser for attention. Where is it? Actually, there's no code for it because I'm using a function. Where is it? So I just wrote this one function, match surround with attributes. So this is basically the attention, the italics. This is the parser for italics, where I'm using this function, and this is the parser. So you give me a character, in the case of italics, to be the star, and then I say match surround text, which is basically where this is the main parser. So the surrounder is the star. So check the star, then there should be a bunch of stuff in between, and then another star. So this bunch of stuff here, I had to write a bit of logic because I want to support, um, if you put space after the star, I don't want it to be a valid, I don't want it to match. So I had to write a bit of logic. So this now is a Unicode space. This is a Unicode space. But basically, this is the code for a lot of the elements, the inline elements. And for them, they have to write 400 lines of code only for one of these. So if you want to check for, um, this is inline code. Let me check if I can see how they implemented inline code. Is it this one? Let's check text. You see, they have to manually support all the characters that are important. So this is how you write parsers in the traditional way. So I would never. I mean, I do this. I write this as well, and I contributed to this library, but it just feels like so much stress. Oh yes, the parsers are recursive. So when you open the bracket, when you open and match that there's two asterisks in between, you basically call the parser again on everything in between. So you can that parser could include the parsers for matching a link, for example. But I don't think that is valid in the specification. It's only valid if it's two stars. But yes, yeah, this way of writing parsers is not my favorite. Like imagine all this code definition, the tokenizer, although they're writing the tokenizers by hand, and if you're using something like Yak, you can use Yak to generate the tokenizer for you, or use Pest, which is another Rust software. But I don't even need to generate all this code. I can just write my parser combinators in one twentieth of the code, and the performance is not bad. It might not be the best, but it's like it's markdown. How much markdown are you passing? Listen to music. So I'm sing alone. All right, let's go back to fixing this issue. What was the issue again? We're doing pass plain text. So for passing plain text, so what we want to do is simple. I want to match it either if it is this or if it's a new line, then it should fail. But because of an abstraction that I did, because I don't know, to support something, I cannot do this because this type is not the same type as this. And Rust type system needs both both of them to have the same return types to be able to compose the functions together. So you have to decide on what to do. Mm. Maybe I can do something like this. Oh, I can do pair and then none. That work? It didn't work. Pair accepts two arguments. Get an object from the first parser. Get another object from the second person. We basically want to wait. Let me undo everything and see where we are. So this is the original. So instead, let's do alt as before. This is it. Then inside here, I can do a pair of tag, new line, and none. Since markdown attributes should be filled. Oh yeah, still complaining. So it expected this closure, but found option. This is stressing me out. So this did not work. Expected an F function mute. I would like to play this music out loud. Probably not allowed. Let me Google. Yeah, Obin, that's the bug I'm fixing. I found out that I mean I found why we're having that issue. When I'm passing markdown, if there's a new line, we want to stop passing the markdown. So I need to put an exception for a new line, and that will solve the problem. So that's what I'm trying to do. So this was the issue, just to jog your memory. Let's close the what was the issue? So this was the issue we had that we will pass this mark down here. We're supposed to have H1 for only this, and then H2 for this, and then H3 for this. But everything is treated as a plain text inside H1. And that's because when we got to this new line, it did not break. It's supposed to break. It's supposed to. So it's treating all of this as plain text. Hmm, so how should we do this? You know what? Exactly. So I just have to break or fail the parser when I see a new line. So how does this plain text parser work? So I have a pair. Maybe I should break this code down so it's easier to understand. This pair is everywhere. I added it to everything because uh, I have to support attributes. Anyway, even plain text can have. Maybe plain text should not have attributes. Now I think about it. Anyway, for now, let's leave it like that. So this is the main parser for plain text. This al- alternate. So and it takes a pair. Let me break it down as well, so it's easy to understand. It takes a tuple. Yeah. So I've made it bigger, I guess. So we have this tuple. So Arc basically tries one or the other. So it's gonna try this, and if this does not succeed, it's then gonna try this. I guess I could probably also put it here. So take before this pair, alternates, test a list of parsers one by one until one succeeds. So I wanted to do take before, take before not plain text. I think I might have to introduce a new character just for line break. It feels weird to do that, but I think I might not have a choice. A new markdown inline for line break. All right, let's do it. Line break. Yeah, there's nothing. So tag. Okay, I actually have to do this map markdown line inline line break. Closure is expected to take one argument. What are you taking? I don't know if this is gonna work though, but let's give it a try and see. Let me mark tag this first. Um, Oh yeah, I'm not covering some patterns. Okay, line 32. This is not line 32. This is sleep. Where is the translator? Mhm. I think if we have something like this, it should just be a line break. Okay. Whew, it worked finally. So now, if you look at this, so it's not pretty formatted, but we have a list of everything we've passed in here. So the first one is H1, and inside H1 we have plain text, and then we have line break, and then we have line break. Wait, yes, so we have two line breaks, and then we have plain text. Oh, but this is problem. Oh shit! It's not interpreting this H2 as a block. So there's something wrong. Maybe because we're interpreting it as line break. What should I do? What should I do? Thank you. I think there should be a combinator for fail. Yeah, that's what I wanted to check before. So that if, where is it? Yeah, there should be a combinator for fail. But it's so fine. No, oh no. Now I need to figure out how the hell to use this fail. So you can call it with this, and it will fail. No, but that's not what I want then. What's it gonna be? Again, what depending? What's it gonna be? What depending? Let's go back there. So we try to pass. We're trying to pass everything that is not plain text. We already have the rules for this. Pass plain text. Take before zero. Okay, so my brain is a bit. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, so this take before pass markdown not plain. Otherwise, do match for the rest. So maybe I should put in not tag slash n. The same issue. So it expected a result function string that will return string and basically tuple. Oh, right now I'm returning a tuple here, but this tuple should be a string, is what they're trying to say. Hmm. So somehow I need to make this not tag this. So this not returns uh it returns a tuple here by default. Succeed if the child parser returns an error. Okay, let me figure this out. No, I think new line should not be part of the plain text. It makes parsing complicated because Markdown is basically you see this Markdown file. Let me open a real file. You see this Markdown file. We have we have blocks. So this first block is H1. This second block here is H2, and this is H3. The only way to know that this block has ended is if we see a new line. So the line has ended. So we know that this block is done. So and inside any block is plain text. All of this now is plain text. So if we have a new line in the middle here, then everything gets kind of fucked. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT. What is that error? The error is so big. Let's switch ChatGPT to make sense of it. Okay, make sense of it. Mm. So the issue we have is obviously that this type is returning something different from this one. Oh, I see. So this response is hard coded, and that's why. But I don't have the brain today to figure out generic was. Well, ChatGPT is what makes you a 10x programmer. Makes no sense. This code, they, oh no, to work. But this is a very different implementation. Let's try. So it basically removed the alt. The problem with this is that it's nice and all, but it's not solved the problem of how can I include, how can I check match for slash n. Yes, ChatGPT has helped me survive too many worlds, especially when you're doing something for the first time in a domain that you don't know quite as much about. For example, I'm not a professional compiler writer, so I've just written, I don't know, maybe two or three parsers, or maybe four parsers in my life, and always for very small stuff, like a query language for API toolkit, for example. No, yeah. It has to add an alt, just like what we did. The problem is that the types do not match. I might have to update the implementation update before zero, but I would like not to touch that code. Exactly. I told you we would have to use the alts, just like what I did before, which is remove the alts. So we had alt, and then it gave us a version that basically removed alt without solving our problem. Hmm. Interesting. They're using terminated. So terminated basically defines carry everything until you see this character, which means I could basically actually the implementation is still wrong, but I could have done terminated like this tag slash n of this. I could have done this. Let's check and see if this passes. So what the answer they gave us is still wrong, but I realized it inspired me to remember terminated. But this still didn't work. So we had one break. So we read this, got to the line break. Let me remove this. Or is it that I have to explicitly put slash n at the end? No, no, I don't have to because it could read that. But let's just try and see. Yeah, we don't have to do that. So the problem then is somewhere else. So just the response was wrong. I mean, I didn't even try it, but terminated should be enough. And I think terminated did the job. Let me go back. I made a change to this code to introduce line break. Let me remove it for now. Let's remove it for now because it might be causing issues. I think eventually we'll need to support line break somehow, but I need to think about it properly and implement it properly. Oh yeah, that's also because I modified. Yeah, but I noticed what you mentioned. Oh shit, it's even more broken. Let's try this. Oof, writing parsers is annoying. This code did not do what we wanted it to do. Plain text should always break when it finds a new line. It's not doing that. So let me copy ChatGPT's code and see if it somehow magically works. So I was being cocky about my solution. Sure. Okay. Okay. I'm waiting for Rust Analyzer to kick up. So annoying. Okay. Oh, it worked. Finally. So we're able to break down plain text successfully. The problem is that it, even though it broke it down, we treated the next line as plain text again. So we're not passing the block correct. Let's find it. Pass heading. So we have this pass header tag. It's supposed to so it's supposed to read this terminated until we find a new line. Where did I? What was I? Was I high when I wrote this? Okay. Let's mark this again. And now we have even more problems. Oh, oh yeah. Sorry, this is not what I thought I was. That it meant. Pass header. So it needs to be. Let's look for where this pass header is called. Whether we're already doing. So pass header. So each of these blocks, they need to be separated by new lines. It has to be new line delimited. So anytime you see a new line, it's a new block. So I don't know whether to put it here and just say, no, it has to go in here. So inside here, I'll say terminated. Let's try. So when we see this new line, we know that this is the end of the block. I hope I don't have to fight some new type issues. Okay, just worked. Didn't work. So our plain text parsing is too eager. So parse plain text. Hmm. Parse markdown, not plain. I guess it has to be in here. Take before. Hmm. I might have to introduce that line break again. Oh, this is so haphazard. So the problem I have is that okay, I don't even want us to get like if we see a new line, I want it to just end this block completely and go back to the block level. So we have this pass markdown not playing, pass markdown inline. So what I want is when we find exactly, so we already have it here, pass markdown text. So many of these terminated by terminated gets an object from the first parser, then matches an object from the second parser, and then discards it. Hmm. So let's see examples. So it has to match this to break it. So we have a new block. Pass markdown text. So this becomes pass markdown paragraph. This word. Why is it not going back? And then pass markdown. This becomes the line. This thing is stressing my brain. Yeah, me. Markdown spec. What did I sign up for? Sorry, I might not talk quite much. Let me get into the game and figure this out. So we're going to punch and I'm going to match this because we expect a name at the end of the paragraph. And here, okay, let's add a test for this and see. So we'll start with pass markdown, pass markdown paragraph. Pass markdown paragraph. Let's test it and see. And there's even something. Paragraph. Okay. We have the trouble we have is, yeah, I think this probably testing. No, no, this is on other list. The problem we have is that when we see a paragraph that's a line, we are not able to know that the line has ended. Um, and so I have to figure out why. Because it just continues. It says the new line and then it continues reading plain text again. At the end of a new line, it should not be starting a new plain text. It should be a new line. No, no, it's, the new line is the slash n. You can't have it's a static. The problem is not the new line combinator, but where we are putting the new line. So we had this past plain text, and it was the code we added was in here, pass markdown, not plain. So there should be nothing like, okay. The issue might actually be this code that I would remove this. Let's go back to the original. The problem might be that we added the new. This is not where we should put the. We should check for new line. We should check for new line at the paragraph. So that, but that basically means all the block guys would have to check for new line themselves. So let's go to pass header. Mhm. So here now we have to check for new line. Terminated this. No, no, not header tab, but pass header itself is there. Oh yeah, we're already checking for new line here. Oh, so header, it's a tuple. Okay, so this is the header itself. The header is the tag, the text, the attributes, and then it should end at a new line. So let's go back to that test and see. I did that doesn't want to let me go and test anymore. It's a bit confusing. So far, what we tested it with was headers, so it definitely is happening for headers. And the problem being that, oh no, it's even worse. No, we're not even passing this as header. We're passing it as a empty line. So I've broken the code further. Did I move the phone? Oh, I'm the one who added this. Oh, I see. I see. We shouldn't be. So the issue is that we should not be. uh, we should not be. I think we should not match on /n on that plain text. So let me go there and check 15158. I don't think we should have this terminated here. We should just let it happen at the header level. But this is still not working. It should match header, but it's matching plain text. There's a problem. Is it because of the /n? Why is it not matching? Because I just added terminated to it. Why is it not matching? Let's go to header again. So this is what I added, terminated. Okay, now it's a heading, but we're not matching this /n at the end. And that is the problem. All the block, guys, all the block, so it's a pass header, pass markdown, menu, and then this. So this is going to try all of this one by one. The thing is, pass header needs to specify what you're passing. So we are passing until a new line. Oh shit, I found the issue. Oh shit. This makes things so stressful. So I added the in the last work I did, I added these optional attributes. So this is how a new line looks. So this is a new line. We have the hashtag to say it's a heading title. Then you now have these optional attributes that can be dot class, hash ID name, etc. And then you now have a new line. This is basically a block. So this is either new line or end of file. Now the problem is that in the previous implementation, in this pass markdown text, we did not have so we did not have this pass attributes. So we would just pass here, which is basically the markdown text, and that is this markdown text, and the markdown text is what has this slash n. So we can't, we should not break here. I think we should break at the header level, which means we have to break. Anyway, let's go. Let's try it and see. Remove this terminated from here again. We added it here before, but this time at least we know we have to remove it from here. Alt, yeah. Let's do it like this. This is the area where um, this is the area where Haskell has a pattern, which is that we don't have to deal with so many brackets and matching on those brackets. This is the tuple. Yeah, yeah, those brackets are a very easy way to introduce but also even the Haskell way to it relies on layout a little bit, which layout also brings you all sorts of bugs. So I guess you can't win this game of programming. You have to pick your battle. Tuple. Ah, now I see what the issue is. Okay. Tuple accepts only one argument. So this should be here. Yeah. Okay, let's do it from here. There's something wrong with. Oh, I know why. Immediately I opened the same file twice. Uh, um, Rust Analyzer stops working. Okay, now I've closed the file and it's still not working. So now it's back. Oh, no. So we have heading, but we still didn't break at this new line. Okay, let's go back. Um, so terminated as we should terminate. of this. Are you sure this thing executed? Which one? Still did not terminate. Okay. I think what is happening is annoying. I think I might need to stop streaming and take my time and figure this out. But what is happening is that plain text is consuming everything, including the slash. So heading does not see anything to consume until EOF, end of the file. But why is that the case? We have with this terminated, which basically says executes this until you find this. Let me see if someone else will join the stream. Maybe I can have a debug assistant. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go back to debugging. When I face this kind of annoying bugs, it's not as fun. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let me pause streaming. I think maybe the fact that I'm streaming is making, and I'm not used to it, is making it tougher to focus. All right, so peace. Let me explore this on my own. Take care.